Okay, well, I thought actually I would just start this video, first of all, just with giving you a chance to make sure you can do this one more time. So just really quickly, pause the video, get the measurement in your mind, because I'm going to flash the answer up in about 3 seconds. And so that's how we arrive at our answer of 3.287. So again, just kind of same things before, looking at where that zero line lines up first, and that's where I get my 3.275 from. And then the first line that lines up with the fixed scale on top is the 12th line, so that's plus 0.012, and away you go. Okay. All right, one other thing then is just in terms of converting between different measurements, I just want you to see it done in an organized way. And I think I did this already with the first video in terms of canceling out units top and bottom. I'm pretty sure that was that last video we did. I can't remember, to be honest. But I'm going to show it to you anyways, and then give you a few chances to kind of try it yourself. So if we were, say, converting between miles and feet, these are again just uh, different versions of imperial units, miles, feet, inches, etc. We have to do this in an organized fashion so we don't get lost in the conversions and multiply instead of divide. And so we do that using something called the factor label method, which I think I discussed already. And if I didn't, just tell me and I'll go over it again in class tomorrow, no big deal. Anyway, so what I want you to do is I'm going to set this up by starting with what I've been given. And that's 1.6 miles, and then I'm going to multiply by a conversion factor. And if a conversion factor comes from the textbook and it tells you a mile is equal to what, in this case, I know that 1 mile is equal to 1,760 yards. That comes out of the textbook. You'd have that information. You don't need to memorize it. Don't worry. So that's going to be my conversion factor. And obviously I want to put miles on the bottom because my units are going to cancel out. Miles will cancel out with miles, just like x would cancel with x if you're talking about polynomials. All I need to do is put numbers in, and I can see that 1 mile is equal to 1,760 yards. And so you can see miles cancels out nicely there and have an answer currently in yards. But to get it to feet, I have to multiply by a conversion factor that converts yards to feet. And we can see there that 1 yard equals 3 feet. Now I've put my conversion factor in there incorrectly on purpose to show you what happens when you do that if you make a mistake. By doing it this way, my yards here now don't cancel out because they're both on top. And if I did this calculation, I would get, well, I'd go 1.6 times 1760 times 1 divided by 3, and the units would be yards times yards, which is yards squared, per foot. Yards squared per foot makes no sense to me whatsoever. So clearly I've made a mistake. Whereas if I do it correctly, then the units work out quite nicely. Everything cancels out except for feet. And so I go 1.6 times 1760 times 3, and that would be my answer. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give you one of these to try on your own, and I think that'll wrap it up for us today. So try this example here. So for this example here, what I need you to do first though, before you can start doing conversions, is you have to convert 5 foot 10 inches into a decimal. So you have to figure out what 10 inches is as a decimal in terms of how much of a foot is it. So 10 inches out of 12, can you convert that to a decimal? That's going to be your first step, and once you get that decimal number, then you can convert that foot measurement as a decimal, convert that to yards, and then to miles. So I'm going to go ahead and try that, and I'm going to start putting the solution up here in about 3 seconds. Okay, I think I'm cheating a little bit here because I just finished telling you to make this into a decimal, which you can do, but I'm just too lazy to do it. So I'm just going to leave it as a fraction. 10 over 12, I could reduce it down to 5 over 6. It doesn't matter. I'm going to enter it into my calculator one way or the other anyways. So first step then is to convert this to yards. And maybe if you are stuck because you're not sure what the conversion is and you didn't write it down from last time, here it is again. So 1 yard I said is equal to 3 feet, and we know 3 feet is equal to 36 inches, so I could just use that. So if you want to pause the video now, if you haven't done it yet, and put that conversion factor in there properly, and it should look just like that, so that inches cancels out. And then next convert my measurement into miles, which is going to look like that there. And so if you start crossing out units here, you can see my answer becomes fairly clear. Okay, no journal question today. You're done, folks.